Okay, what you're looking at is the top of a marine battery case. This is the lid. The battery goes in the base part of it, and then usually a strap comes around here and holds the lid on. In this case, this is the starting battery, will be under this one. But what I did is I have a voltage meter here, and I think it also gives some more information about the battery than that. And I looked at the back of it, and I traced the back of it out on this piece of 3x5 card. I also used a straight edge to help me do that. And then I took it over here and I held it to this and kind of came around it with this X-Acto knife. And then very slowly I deepened the cuts around here until eventually then I came around the back side when I could see the cut from this side and scored it a little bit there until that piece that was in there came out. And then this, it has two wires on it, a positive and a negative. This will connect to the battery. And will allow me, with the push of a button, to determine the battery voltage. Now I'm going to connect it to the battery with some ring terminals and some see, that's a nice and snug fit. It doesn't work until you have the battery connected, but I'm going to connect it to the battery with ring terminals and then maybe some wire, just short leads coming off them, and then kind of a junction connection whereby if I were to pull this off quickly, the wires would separate there. Or alternatively, I could separate the wires, but I don't want anything connected to the battery at all. But I like to have a voltage meter ready and near my battery. And indeed, maybe if I took a heater to these, some of these would shrink to the wire, but in the case of these wires here, it wouldn't shrink enough. I'm also going to put some sealer around this later on, and then the other side, and then set it in there with that to make it a little better. But right now, what I think I'm going to do is, like I said, I don't know that these will shrink. So I've got some liquid electrical tape here, and I'm going to kind of fill the back caps of these with it. Like that. I'll wipe it off the excess in just a second, but kind of filling back into that cap. A little bit up there. That kind of will help this connection be fault tolerant, we'll say. Any excess that's on these wires itself, like right here, there, that probably just rub right off later. But that's how I'm doing this. Now I'm gonna rub it off right here, so I have my wire color there the way I want it. I'm gonna let this dry for a while. Oh, this one's all green, so I can just leave it that way. I rub some of that off of there, so I don't have to rub it off later. All right. And hopefully those are big enough connections. If not, I'll have to widen them out a little bit with a tapered bit. And I'm going to show you what it looks like later on after that dries. Okay, I've got it connected up here. Let's see what kind of a readout we get. Let's see if it'll turn off. Yep, turns off. And we'll turn it on. 84%, 12.7 volts. And it's lit up. I like it. Now, I'm going to turn it off. I'm just going to leave it that way for the winter time. Unless I want to come out here and check it and see if it needs a little charge, then I just connect those two wires back up, and I've got them color coded here, red to red.